for the second half of the day. Hopefully everyone has had a wonderful lunch. You've made some great new connections. I see some head nods back there. Thank you. I like interactive audiences. So thank you very much for that. So now we are at our keynote session here this afternoon with two fantastic authors. If we can give a round of applause for Kim Crayton and Dr. Brandeis Marco.
I was about to say that ain't loud enough. I need a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. When a black woman says, give her a standing ovation, that's
I love that.
There you go. There you go.
Dang, took a lot to get that.
When a black woman says give her a standing ovation, that's what the hell she means.
Awesome. All right.
We wrote books.
And yes.
How many black women you know wrote books?
Yes.
But not just your average books, right? I love what you said to me earlier, just as we were prepping for today, is like the data, so the social side, like data and economy. And we're bringing those worlds together right now to have this conversation. So I'm going to start with you, Kim. Your mission, if you can give us, I want to say the elevator pitch, but the 60-second, but I know you, so I'm
okay. So
90 seconds.
Do you want? Right now I am developing a economic theory called profit without oppression, because I want to test to see if we can have an economic ecosystem that is supremacy-free, coercion-free, discrimination-free, and exploitation-free. Because right now, everything we do, people talk about capitalism as a problem. Capitalism is a theory. What we created in the United States is capitalism that was created to justify the annihilation of indigenous people and enslavement of Africans. So I want to test, can we do this? Can we have an economic system that is fundamentally rooted in harm reduction and prioritizing the most vulnerable?
Nice. And your book?
The book title is called Profit Without Oppression. It's the first in a series of 4. Profit Without Oppression, a blueprint for building an anti-racist organization. And after this, you can go upstairs. I have QR codes. You can pre-order that book, and I will be signing copies and sending them to you.
Awesome, wonderful. Thank you so much for that, Kim. Dr. Brandeis.
Yes. Yes.
So if you can give us your condensed, because it's a lot. This is a big subject, so I don't wanna reduce it, but I wanna lay a foundation for everyone on your mission and what brought you to this moment.
My mission is to de-white data education.
Oh wow, she did that.
That's it.
And break that down.
Okay, so then
that was the
up here.
Yeah.
And so
that was the
break
intro sentence.
Yeah.
So to break that down, throughout my career, I'm a computer scientist by training, all the degrees, bachelor's, master's, and PhD in computer science. And everything that I've read, everything I've been taught has been from the white gaze. Everything, from beginning to end, rooter to the tutor. So I wrote a book called Data Conscious, Algorithmic Siege on Our Humanity in order to be a black person, a black woman, to write a book about the data pipeline and the issues like bias, the issues like oppression that is innate within the systems. So my mission is to have people read the book, put the book in courses, and to make it required reading in all curriculum. So therefore, at least the black girl and the black boy can see that there is a black person who can write a book, a tech book, that's in their curriculum that they have to study. So they can then see it, so then they can be it, so then they can write their own book. So that's part of my mission.
Nice. And then you also have a conference coming up, the first of its kind.
Yes, I also have a conference coming up. So, shameless plug. This is my Yeti for my conference. My conference is Black Women in Data Summit. It is happening in 2 weeks. Around the corner, Georgia State Law. It is for black women of a certain age who actually are in the data industry, because I don't say data science, I say data industry. Because data is more than just a science. It is political, it is economic, it is historical, it is social. And so it's for us to come together, for us to hold space, because unfortunately, inside of the data industry, black women account for less than 1%. But as you all probably know, black women are the most educated. Did I say the most educated?
The most degreed in this country.
The most degreed in this country, but yet we are one of the least paid across all industries, including the data industry. A black woman earns about 87 to 88 cents to an Asian man's dollar, because Asian men actually earn the most, not white men. So correct your stats on that. Asian men earn the most, right? So I'm trying to create and hold space for black women to come together and talk. Get rid of that internalized white supremacy. Start to figure out their career and shape their career. That's part of my mission as well, to make sure to hold that space.
I want to tap on that because you may think we're just saying black women because we're black women, but black women are the moral compass, and our collective liberation is through us. And you shut us up every time. We could solve so many problems because we are at the intersection of gender and race. So we are hit. If black women should be extinct based on what white supremacy has done to us, and yet we still rise. We are the answers to this. And it's not to disparage any other marginalized group, but what I know in the United States, black women are the ones who have the answers to these problems, and we are. The fact that we're the most degreed, I have over $300,000 in student loan debt because I need that to be in the room with you. I don't get that. I don't get to go in the room without these pieces of paper. So all these conversations, people want to talk about this student loan, forgetting this, not fair. Who the hell decided what was fair? White folks. They ain't never been fair to me because I'm supposed to be still a slave. And then when they said I wasn't a slave, I was three-fifths of a person. And then they wanted to dole out my rights. See, this democracy ain't never been for us. This is a white man's democracy. And so that's why y'all are all upset, because for the first time, y'all feeling the pain that we've been terrorized with.
So let's unpack that just
Let's go.
Just a little bit.
Let's
just
go.
a little bit. Because you've been having this conversation to a degree for some time. You've been in this space, in the Atlanta space, having these conversations, but there's been a shift for you.
Yes, I no longer am trying to dismantle white supremacy. It cannot be dismantled. It is not broken. It is operating as it was designed to.
Facts.
I'm no longer putting my energy, I'm no longer putting new wines in the old wineskins. Audre Lorde says the master tools will not dismantle the master's house. I am focusing all my attention on building alternatives because that's the problem.
Wait, say that again. You're building alternatives. Okay.
You can have that. If y'all want to kill yourself over that mess, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, when I'm working with leadership, and it's usually white dudes, y'all are the most ineffective, factless people with the most power who do not know how to use it for anything other than harm. So I come in, hey, we got to fix this because you're causing harm. But you don't know until we tell you, because you've been, when Lauryn Hill said miseducation, y'all way more miseducated than we are. Every one of y'all need to go and get a critical race theory book.
Yep.
Because you have been designed to be ignorant. Because if you're ignorant, you don't know that you're complicit in my harm. But once I tell you, you got a choice to make, and you're not complicit anymore. You either saying I'm not gonna do that, or I am. And so now I can have a conversation with you because now we're not waffling back and forth. I can say, oh, I see you're. So for me, and I'm gonna say this, all white people are racist by design, cannot be trusted by default without a consistent, demonstrated anti-racist practice.
Yes.
Get that.
What does that mean?
You are racist. Black people cannot be racist. We cannot leverage the systems, institutions, and power policies of white supremacy and anti-blackness for our own. Candace Owens can talk all she wants to about white folks and how great that is, but when she starts talking about the greatness of black folks, she gets shut down. And you saw it after during the halftime when she was happy about that old black ass halftime show. Twitter ripped her butt apart.
Tore it up.
She can't celebrate her blackness. She's in service to white supremacy.
So I just want to connecting those dots. So what I hear you saying is that so the system was created, and without addressing and looking the system in its eye, what you're doing with the book and with the theory is helping to say, listen, this is how we correct.
Okay, no.
Nope. So that's.
There's no correction.
I've looked at, exactly. I've looked at the systems, institutions, and politics.
In creating the
There's no
alternatives.
correction.
I've looked at systems, and I spent years looking at different industries. different countries. And I'm like, I'm seeing the same thing everywhere.
This pattern.
And so trying to dismantle this is a waste of resources, is a distraction, and a deflection. Because it's working as designed. White supremacy is only designed for two things, chaos and destruction. There is no bottom, stop looking for it. So, for me, I don't have time for that. I used to stop doing that. This is why we're gonna stop doing that, and this is what we're gonna do instead. But you get stuck in a loop with stop doing that, and this is why you're gonna stop doing that. So you never get to, by design, you never get to build the other thing because you get worn down.
You're so focused on
and
this
that's
part
why
of
it's
things.
important that we talk about black women, because that's why we're dying. How many people if you follow folks on Twitter, how many black women activists do you see leave the platform because they're burnt out? It's designed to burn us out. I'm not being burnt out. I love this work. I love building businesses. So I had to say, what was I going to do so that I wouldn't be burnt out?
Right.
And so that was, because I also have a spiritual practice. Why am I focused on what I don't want? I need to be focusing on what I do want. And I can't hold people accountable for alternatives if there are no alternatives. So I said, you know what? White dudes get to make this shit up as they go. I'm going to do it too.
So making the alternative. So that's what I wanted to get to make that clear.
So what
is that, okay, you're building, the theory is to help to create these alternatives so that when you recognize that there is a problem, here's how we can
go.
Here's how we can
right
here
now.
the
And so
alternative.
this goes back to the white dudes.
This.
Once I say, baby, you are mediocre and unremarkable. There is no greatness in whiteness. All you do is steal. And when I walk into a space, white dudes, you are not my equal. I've been told my whole life that I have to give 110%.
150.
You are not my equal. That's why when we come in, we show your asses up. Because we don't get to quiet quit. What the hell is that? That's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
Yeah.
My black ass, if I was working with somebody and I quiet quit, they would quit. You don't get to quiet quit.
And now let's turn it over to the data side of it.
And, well, the education side as well, because what she's talking about is the reason why I wrote my book, was because there needs to be a new standard for how people are taught about the data pipeline and what the issues are. Everyone is told, tech will solve everything. Tech is the solution. An algorithm will fix it. And I'm sitting here saying, no, with every algorithm, there is a con. And you have to know what the con is in order to be able to move forward.
That is what tech has done a great job of marketing, exactly. just the benevolence.
Just the good
just
stuff.
The benevolence side
of it.
But
so
there's but the education is training us in order to believe that we need to become more like machines. Fuck that.
Now we good. Fuck that.
We're not supposed to be machines. We're not supposed to be machines.
But let me talk.
We're humans.
But let me talk about that. The reason we are machines. Okay, so I was in education, right?
Well, we all are built for profit.
But let me break it down. I'm gonna go back there.
Okay, go back.
So I'm a high school teacher, right? Y'all get excited because I don't like your kids. Let me say that right now. But y'all get excited when y'all kids have these GPAs. These GPAs mean absolutely nothing. Those GPAs are designed because a system needed to put you in order so that they can easily, it's data. If you didn't have GPAs, how would you grade? Yeah. So it is not in the benefit of the students. It is in the benefit of the system, the institution, the policy. So that's why they want us to be machines or think like that.
And sorting.
Exactly, and extract out the human part. Yep. And that's why you get engineers as technicals and everybody else is non-technical. Bitch, I'm not non-technical. You can't do what I do. I'm differently technical. You may be technical in a technology, but I'm technical in how to build teams, how to get leadership to understand how to use knowledge for competitive advantage and differentiation and the scale of business. So it happens every day in our companies. When there's layoffs, who get laid off first? The non-technical people. Right. They slash D&I quick.
If they were there in the first place.
Right. Good God. Yeah. And Lord forbid if it's a white woman. White women, you are not diversity.
Say that again.
Let me say that again.
Say that again.
White women
are not.
You are not diversity. What you actually are, and this gonna sting, You are the handmaiden to white supremacy. Your chief role is to maintain white supremacy. You literally breed white supremacists.
And how, in your assessment of that, explain that?
What do you mean?
Well, you just
Wait, stop. Every black woman here knows exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
we're in a room.
Exactly.
Because I'm looking at her like, what the hell?
Yeah, but I'm saying that you're saying that they're the handmaiden to it. And
Yeah.
as an
They-
example,
I
what
can give
is
you some examples. I can give you a whole bunch of examples. Every time I speak at something, y'all get y'all feelings hurt and want to report me for code of conduct. Like they just pulled me off the street like folks didn't know what the hell I was going to talk about. Because your feelings hurt. I'm not here to prioritize white folks' feelings. Manage your damn feelings. They ain't my... Black women, I'm giving you this directive. Stop managing white folks' feelings. If a white woman cries at the job and you ain't clocked her in her face, she got a problem. Because what happens is, first of all, it takes us damn near an hour to write an email, right? Because y'all are all in your feelings. We got to craft the email. We got to go back. You know how much time that takes? And I ain't getting paid for that? To just write you an email. So I'm the person who's, because I don't say boss, I'm the person who is responsible for your roles and responsibilities, right? Mm-hmm. So you've done something that I'm accountable for. I put it in the email. You don't like that I put a question mark instead of a period, and all of a sudden you're crying. We ain't talking about the email anymore. Now we're talking about Becky's feelings, and now I'm on the defensive. But there is no such thing as microaggressions. It is professional violence. There is nothing micro about it, and we need to treat it that way. And if we start treating it that way, white people get... I'm done. It is not microaggressions. That gets white people off the hook. It is professional violence because we live with that. Yeah. You say your little thing and you go on. We at the house thinking about that. Our blood pressure going up. It happens every day. It is being terrorized every day at your job. That's what I need you to understand, white folks, how black women are living in, just to be in the space with you. And we bring so much value to the space. And y'all still treat us like we your mammies. Get off our teeth. That's why you're not my equal. That's why you're mediocre and unremarkable. You're not great. You could be, but because you prefer white supremacy, you can't be your best self. No one escapes white supremacy unharmed.
So what does allyship look like?
Please don't use the word with me.
Let me chime in here and say this.
You said.
I don't do. I want conspirators. I don't need no damn allies. Okay. If you ain't willing to go get in that paddy wagon for me, I don't need you.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like when you. Okay.
We'll
go here and then we'll.
Yes. I don't believe in no allies.
And say and accentuate this point that Kim said about white women. This is how I've seen it operate in my life. Okay? So just to be clear, I have a PhD in computer science. I've had that PhD since 2007. These experiences that I'm referring to happened post me taking the PhD. I will have white women who are in my face go, yeah, I agree. That's so nice. Thanks so much. And then in the background will sabotage everything that I'm trying to do. I've had a white woman who told themselves that they were in charge of leading a group of students to the Grace Hopper Conference.
Which is a shit conference. That's going on.
Never mind. It was for the job.
Yeah, I got you.
For the children.
But I just had to throw that out. Mm-hmm.
But
for the children.
For the children. But I was the one who did all the planning. I was the one who I did all of the planning.
Of course.
I got the money from the institution to take the children to the conference. But she got credit.
There you go.
When I went up for tenure, that same supervisor asked me what was the process to get tenure. Yeah, someone said, what? I heard that. Someone said, what? Yes, I was asked.
Mm-hmm. By the person who's supposed to know.
By the person who is supposed to be knowing, I was asked, Oh, can you provide names to write recommendations for you?
Yeah.
That's their job. So that's what we mean. That's what I mean when I talk about what I've experienced. I've experienced this hands-off. Let me just tell me what you want and we'll get it for you. And then once I say what I want, then all of a sudden there's issues.
And you heard how she said that, right? She didn't say issues.
I said issues.
The issues.
And
Because
the
and
reason,
then there's unspoken issues.
Because y'all behind the scenes doing all this talk.
They're talking without
Us in
me
the conversation.
in the conversation, but it's about me and my life.
And that is why it's professional violence. Because it is our lives. You are fucking with our livelihoods. Because you cannot manage your feelings. Your freaking feelings. You are jeopardizing my household. Because you cannot manage. If you don't get therapy.
and this is why I was saying, because during the pandemic and when all of these companies were starting
baby, if you was black and you didn't get paid during 2020 after George Floyd, I don't know what to tell you, because white folks was guilty as hell. They was throwing out money.
But then we've had a conversation, and maybe the word is not allyship, but there are people who have come to support you who are not black women. That's what I'm saying.
No. That's all I don't pay white folks to work. No.
Yeah.
This is your anti-racist practice. If you believe in this work and you volunteer for me, I'm not paying. I play black women, but I don't pay white folks. You got work to do. You behind. You. It's a privilege to be in my space. But let me tell you about this ally stuff. I don't do allies. That's passive. This work is proactive. I need you. When I go into space, because I'm in Georgia. This is an open carry state. I know at any moment one of these white folks in this city, I can say something, trigger them, and I'm done.
Yep.
If you want to be in this movement, I need your network, I need your money, and I need you front of me, behind me, and beside me. When the Black Lives Matter movement, when the marches was happening all over, when white folks was asking me, if you're not willing to take that rock, if you're not willing to get in that paddy wagon, you shouldn't be there. Because what's going to happen is, and what always happens, we saw it with the Charlottesville. White folks are yapping off to other white folks. Those white folks did not target they've targeted the black people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's what happens. They don't come after you. Y'all piss them off, and then they come after us.
So in Profit Without Oppression,
Yes.
who is the book for, and how does that
It is for anybody interested in learning how to build a business that is supremacy-free, coercion-free, discrimination-free, and exploitation-free. That's it. That's where I am right now. When you're talking about the pivot,
Yeah.
I don't have conversations about that stuff over there anymore. I'm not here to convince or convert or debate you. All I want to see when you come into my space or you want to hire me do you want to try to build a business that is rooted in supremacy-free, coercion-free, discrimination-free, and exploitation-free? If you do not, that's fine. You got a whole system over there. Do your thing.
Good luck.
Exactly. Because that's what you don't understand. That's coming to a head. One thing I can say, and this is not because of political, but this is Steve Bannon. There's this term called the fourth turning.
Say it again.
The fourth turning.
Okay.
And it's about these cycles, and that there are people here to build and people here to destroy. But what people who are here to destroy, particularly white supremacists, don't understand, they have to be destroyed in the process because I can't build on what they have.
Break the system.
And so, no, it's not breaking the system. They are destroying the system. It's not breaking it because breaking it can be fixed. I need it gone.
Okay.
I cannot grow healthy vegetables in toxic soil. So what they don't, so I sit back, when we see the news, I love it. Oh, Trump is my favorite. Y'all white folks wouldn't be listening to me if he wasn't that doggone nuts. You wasn't listening to me before I was an angry black woman. But because I was like, so I get on the internets and I would say stuff. I'd say stuff and I was like, oh, okay, they're ready for this. And then I'd say a little more. And once that genie came out the bottle, I ain't going back. Yeah. I see him. He is necessary. We have a symbiotic relationship. Marjorie Taylor Greene, all of these people, I extend grace to them because they are necessary as destroyers so that we as builders have something to build.
Nice, nice. And Dr. Brandeis, who's your book for? Like ultimately, so that the same thing with your mission, what does that person look like?
That person looks like an analyst, a data professional who's sitting on a team that is trying to figure out how to have conversations.
That's really
exactly. You need to just stop right there because it's the conversations that you refuse to have which keep us in this situation.
Exactly.
Because now we got to manage your feelings. I don't do nice. I do kind.
Right.
Nice is external. It cares about what. I do kind.
Mm-hmm. But how to have these conversations because the thesis of my book is contextualizing data.
Yes.
Because data is more than numbers.
Yes.
We've been put into this veil that data is only numbers and data is only mathematics.
And it's apolitical and neutral.
And it's neutral and it's objective.
Yes. Okay.
And it's none of those things. In fact, it's everything but those things. So we need to have the ability and the language to have these conversations, which means we need to have questions. So a lot of my chapters have questions in them. And then what do you do when you get a response? What is that response supposed to be like? And then what do you do as a next step?
I just realized what we're both doing. We're creating a language for you.
And that's what, this is a really hard conversation right now, but it's an important conversation to have.
We're creating a language. I redefine terms all the time because they don't work for me. Because who made them? White folks. They don't work for me. They don't work for the marginalized. Almost every word in the dictionary some white person made. It doesn't reflect me.
And that's the reason why, my book, Kim's book, are going to be reference guides.
Oh, we got glossaries, we got everything.
That's what it's going to be. It's going to be something you're going to reference.
Mine is the blueprints. Exactly. Because every blueprint, if you're building a house, every house, can we agree, has a floor, has a wall, has walls, and a roof.
And a toilet.
No, every house doesn't. Because I know my
every
cousins.
Every house I'm in has a toilet.
My cousin used to shit in that pot, so no, not everybody. Let's be honest. So every house has a floor, walls, and a roof. The blueprint tells you what kind of floor, what kind of walls, and what kind of roof. So I'm not here to tell you how to build it, what to build. I'm just telling you these are your tools. Mm-hmm. You need a floor. What kind of floor do you want? You need walls. What kind of walls do you want? You need a roof. What kind of roof? I would prefer every house to look different. Instead of go into these subdivisions, everything look the same. You get drunk, go home, you don't know what house you're going to because all of them look the same. I want diversity of organizations, but we have to have right now, our basis is white supremacy and anti-blackness. We need to create a different basis.
Yes.
And that requires a different language. And somebody asked me last night at the thing, what is the value add? And I kept trying. He wanted me to distill my whole thesis in an elevator pitch. But I get it because that's all we talk about.
Right.
Everything is, we're always looking for simple solutions to complex problems. And I told my assistant on the drive, I was like, damn it, I shouldn't have gotten to that conversation.
Yeah, because there's no simple.
There you go.
Yeah. There's no simple
solution. And I was
there's
trying, but it always ends up the same because I was talking about systems. And after 30 minutes, he ended up right back where we started. And people don't see it. People think I don't see where they're going. I see it. I've been there. I've been studying this. So I just let you go down the road. And then I just sit there. Welcome back. I've had many white, because I used to do cause a scene. If y'all don't know that, I used to just call out. I used to wake up and just want to irritate people. So I stopped that.
That's the pivot that I was
that's the pivot.
Before,
but it was necessary because there were not enough white people willing to listen to us or listen to me without me being strategically aggressive. if you want to call me an angry black woman, I'm going to use that to my advantage. So I was lighting people up on a daily basis and happy to do it because I was not, and I never responded to them. I quoted tweeted because to me this is a classroom. This is a lesson plan. I don't argue with the lesson plan. The lesson plan is here to teach. Right. So they used to get pissed. You on the lesson plan. You mean nothing. You are a rando on Twitter who said something stupid, and I got a whole classroom that I need to teach. Thank you for the content for today.
And on the data side of that, quote tweeting is actually the most powerful way in order to engage.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because if you try to reply on Twitter, you are subservient to whatever was the original tweet. That's what it says in the Twitter rules. Y'all didn't know that, right?
Because don't nobody.
So you never want to reply. You want to quote tweet. So then you are then the head honcho, the head dog, the head maven. So that anyone who replies to you, if they are harassing you, they get dinged. But people who happen to be harassed tend to be the people who are replying, not the people who are quote tweeting.
But I want to say something about that, because what's interesting is, I had engagement y'all folks like drama. Because I had engagement every day when it was drama. Because I was still an independent, I'm an independent researcher. There are not many black women who are independent researchers. So what I had people give me $100 a month to support this work. When I stopped causing a scene, I had 50 people giving me $100 a month. When I stopped causing a scene, I had 11. You people only want drama. You're not here for the real work. You're not here for the real work. You like the cycle. And when I said the cycle wasn't healthy for me, y'all didn't step up and say, Kim, what would be healthy for you? I'm building my anti-racist practice. What can I do to support you? Did I get that? No. Because y'all realized I was about to do the real work. Martin Luther King didn't get killed for I have a dream. He got killed because he was showing people from being impacted by the systems in the same way, that they need to be connected to each other and not against each other. Because white supremacy is all about tribalism.
And division, yeah.
Yes. And blackness is about community. And we lost it when we did desegregation. That was the failed experiment. We had to have it because we had to get the data for white folks to say, hey, we tried this. But what desegregation was the demand for black people to assimilate. Mm-hmm.
It was forced assimilation.
And so we lost our language. We come in, straighten our hair, look just like you. We put on this voice. We do all these things, and we go home with tents. We got heart palpitations. We got diabetes. We're dying because we're not allowed to be our freaking selves. And white folks, you get to walk around being yourself. Oh, man, the liberty in that. We go into a space, black women, raise your hand. I want to say, raise your hand, black women. All of you, raise your hand. Raise them high. I need folks to see this because I need them to see this. When we go into a space, we have to evaluate how safe that space is for us right off the bat. And we learn that as children. So when you're processing something, it's not us. We have to process that plus all that other stuff on top of it. Yep. That's work. That's why my prices are what the hell they are. Because there's emotional labor to deal with y'all. There's a bullshit tax to deal with y'all. But you need to realize there has never been such thing as equality. That's why it's always about equity.
Always.
There's never such a thing about fairness does not exist.
No, it does not.
Stop. That's what gets y'all. Y'all believe that narrative. That narrative was the reason y'all don't know about Reconstruction and how that black people were ready to take our place. And white folks said, hell no. Because you think we're as bad. That's why they don't want us to have guns. That's why the gun laws came when the Black Panthers. Because you think we have our humanity. Unfortunately, there is no humanity in whiteness. So your anti-racist practice is so you can reclaim your humanity. There is nothing, no humanity in whiteness. It's only designed for chaos and destruction.
And then here we are with these books to help us with this blueprint
There you go.
to dismantle. What
Yes.
is next for you, Dr. Brandeis?
What is next?
Yes.
I know.
I'm gonna go to sleep. What you talking about? What's next?
No, come to my party.
Yeah, the party later tonight.
Yeah.
But in this work, so the book is out.
The book is out.
Conference,
Conference is happening in 2 weeks. After I go to sleep,
yes.
I'm gonna sign some books later. That's definitely for sure. I'm gonna sign some books later. And how you get my book for everyone who's interested is that you have to buy it online, Refactor Tech,
And the book signing.
and then the
there's
book
a button
signing
for
is
book
upstairs. So buy the book. You can pick up the book at registration, and then I will sign it upstairs. I'll be there after this. What's next is really doing my best to get this book into every college and graduate classroom.
Okay.
I want it in law schools. I want it in
So if you
computing.
know any, we're talking about access. We're talking about
Every
open
place.
doors here. So
Every
here-
place. That's
yeah.
where I want it. That's what's next. Is really getting it.
We need
getting
an
it
alternative to the white gaze and data.
there. We need it. It's
You
necessary.
need it.
And I'm gonna put a final point on this before I hand it over to Kim, because I know Kim is gonna take us home. Is to say the work that I'm doing is for adults,
Okay.
not for the babies. I mean college students. Not for them. Love the college students, but it's not for y'all. Because there are things happening right now
That need to
in
be
digital
addressed.
systems that we as adults can deal with.
Yes.
We don't need to wait for another generation. Because the whole notion of let the next generation handle that shit, that keeps being a deflection practice. We can do stuff right now. Right now, you can ask questions. Right now, you can say, no, we're not going to release that code. We can say, no, right now, we're going to start to do some type of things that are ethical and look at morality.
Yeah.
We're going to look at taking out and extracting out some of these harms. We're going to mitigate some of these harms in digital systems. We're going to not produce things. We can do that now as adults. All of us got degrees and whatnot inside of this field. So we can do it right now. Yes, some of the leadership is going to have a problem with it because of ROI and KPI and all that other stuff. We'll figure that all out, but we got to come as a collective, as adults. Because teaching the K through 12 and the babies is not going to do worth a hill of beans
Not
if they
right
get
now.
into a system that still is inflicting the same harm
All
that
you're
you
doing
are
is
in.
perpetuating it.
That's all we're doing. So that's why my book needs to be for y'all to listen, to read, to act, and then make sure other people do.
Highlight,
Right.
dog-eared, whatever you
All
need
of
to do.
the-
Post-it notes.
Post-it notes, all types of stuff, because we can do it right now. Because we don't change it right now,
Then that work is just going to get
it's going to
pushed
go
on.
on. Because what are we dealing with right now with all of the trillion-dollar companies? It was algorithms that were created in the 90s. That was a generation ago. We're still dealing with that bullshit now. So what's going to happen with what's going on now with Web3? We didn't even get to that.
Show me something
Whatever.
that has value. Web3.
Web3. What is that? Metaverse. What's that? Grift. What are these things? Large language models. What's that?
It is white folks
Sentience.
who got funded on the idea. We get funded on a profitable business. We don't
Yeah.
get funded
All
on the
those
idea.
things. So we are seeing right now the reincarnation of what happened in the 90s.
And we can
So let's
we can
stop it.
Stop it. Kim, she said take
She
it home.
said,
So
What's the
Take it
question?
away.
Give me
What's
a question.
next?
Give me-
What's-
what's next?
What's next?
I'm taking on the world. I am fundamentally tech, and I'm taking on the entertainment industry because outside of tech, entertainment, before tech got its new entertainment is where the leverage is, where the culture is, where the power is. And so I have anti-racist Hollywood because Hollywood was built from its inception on exploitation. And so if I can get these two industries, because we're causing harm, medical profession been causing harm forever. They're not sexy, don't nobody go to the doctor unless they need to go to the doctor. But you pay money for entertainment and you pay money for technology. And you want it not to harm you, I would think. So those are the two industries and so I have a podcast that I just launched called Anti-Racist Economy with Crayton. I'm launching my management training course because all y'all just getting promoted to management and have no idea what you're doing. That's problematic. That's why we have to get so many degrees also, because organizations used to pay for your training. Now they put all education on the employer. So I have that course coming out. What else do I have coming out? I have Crayton Collaborative. Let me tell you about Crayton Collaborative really quickly. It is my idea of a replacement for your 401k or your stock market. And my attorney is struggling right now because we're trying to work around the laws we already have. But what it is it's discover, I forgot what the 3 Ds are. But basically what it is we are looking for educating and dedicating resources to organizations that fundamentally are built on supremacy-free, coercion-free, discrimination-free, and exploitation-free. We need an alternative to what people call the stock market. We need an alternative to that thing. And so that is when I say I'm building an ecosystem, that's what I mean. And for you white folks, let me make this very clear. Y'all always underestimate us. And when you look up, we're ahead of you because you've underestimated me. So I know some people thinking that's a big thing she's talking about. Don't worry about it, boo. Don't worry about it. When it's time to invest, you'll be like, damn, she built that damn thing.
And we heard it all here at Refactor Tech. Look how we just did that. See, that's it. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Dr. Brandeis. They will be upstairs doing book signing and, of course, support. Let someone who was not in the room know about this conversation, know about their books so that we can dismantle systems and create.
No, we're not dismantling systems. We're creating alternatives.
Creating alternatives, thank you. Creating alternatives and put equity in place.
Yes.
See?
You got this.
I heard you.
Yes.
And a quick note to everyone before you go to your next sessions that Henri's session has been moved to 1:45. So anyone who is going to check that out. Again, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much.